Lasermate, eject, operation, channel intro.
Hello, fellow YouTubers. LEGO AWC Stop Motioner here. Welcome to viewers new and old, and today I'm taking a look at Transformers Thrilling 30 Voyager class Rhinox. As you know, I did not like Kingdom Rhinox very much, and this guy just looked better to me. So, I paid a lot for him, and I don't regret it whatsoever because this guy is just so much better. Not perfect. There are a lot of pluses and minuses between this one and the Kingdom one. I will say that. But still, this guy definitely beats the Kingdom one. So here we have his Rhino mode, and it's actually pretty nice. Now you can see these on the back and this on the back, but I mean, what can you do? The weapon storage is really nice. These just store in there and these fold over them. So that's really cool. Got the black rhino eyes. The ears are made of rubber, and so are the horns. Now his mouth can open. Be careful not to do it too much, because otherwise it's a little uncanny. Alright, so comparisons. First off, I'm going to show them off next to the original figure. Just see how they look. This is definitely a step up from this. And here he is with the Kingdom one. And like I said, weapon storage on this guy is so much better than on the Kingdom one. Like, the Kingdom one, I never could get the weapons to properly lock into place in the back. So even though with the Kingdom one, the Rhino mode was the only thing about him I found to just be at least somewhat tolerable. But I do like this Rhino mode better. Only thing I like better about this one is the darker color. This one is going for more of a toy color than a cartoon color, which would be a darker brown. But still, this doesn't look bad. Otherwise, I think in terms of just the overall shape and look, this one is better. So, here he is with a more proper Beast comparison. Here he is with Optimus Primal. Here's Cheetor. Here's Rat Trap. Here's Dinobot. And here's, let's see, here's Air Razor. Let's spread these out a little bit more. And here's Tigatron. And this just looks a lot better. Rhinox looks way more in line with these figures, and I'm very happy with that. Now, one thing I do want to test, let's see here. I'm going to get Primal in his standing mode. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like it is possible to... Okay, I need to mess around with it some, but it looks like I can get Primal to sit on Rhinox, so that's really nice. The Rat Trap can ride on the back. So, I think that pretty much covers the Rhino mode. Other than the color, this definitely beats the Kingdom one. So now we can get on to the transformation. And while the transformation is not a walk in the park, it's still so much better than the Kingdom one because it's more satisfying. Okay, so first off, just kind of get your finger under here, untab this, then pull this up. Do the same on this side. And then pull this out. Just go ahead and disconnect this. And then fold the handles until they click. We're going to set these off to the side. All right. Now to begin, just going to grab this part that's made out of rubber. So you just pull this up. Then you just untab right here. Fold the toe down. Then just pull this section back. Down onto the leg. Do the same thing on this side. Come down here and rotate it. And I just realized I forgot to fold this down, because you got to make sure you pull these down before you pull this down. All right. Then just pull these out. Pull these all the way to the back. And then the hinge right here, you want to make sure it just kind of pops into place. And then this part really wants to come undone. So fold this down, and then this down. And then snap that into place. Then you want to grab right here and hinge it right here, and then rotate it around and angle this into the chest. Do the same thing on this side. Then fold this down, and then this down till come on, sit in place. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Then fold this down, and pull, grab right here, pull this out. I'm gonna make sure it's out all the way. You'll know it's not out all the way if it is kind of floppy. And you got to give it a good pull. Pull this out, and just tab right here. Just flip the hand out. Do the same on this side. Now there's one thing I'm going to kind of change a little bit, because I looked at the animation model and I realized this part was not present on it. So I folded up in there because it's not accurate to the original Beast Wars cartoon. Right now, getting him to stand, that's the tough part. But either way, there you have Rhinox in his robot mode. And this robot mode, it's not perfect, but it's so much better. I do also know there is a way you can fold the waist up in back here, and it makes him a little bit shorter though, and then it limits his, gets rid of his waist articulation. So I like him like this. Head sculpt, just when comparing it to the Kingdom 1, as soon as it focuses. Here we go. Head sculpt on this one is so much better. Like, whoever designed this figure, the Thrilling 31, was clearly a fan of Beast Wars, and they enjoyed stylizing it. Whoever designed this, I don't think even knows what Transformers is. Transformers are. That's just... I just don't know what went wrong with this guy. And the reason I'm reviewing this guy now and kind of deviating from the reviews I was doing is because, well, I just can't stand the existence of this guy anymore. And I wanted to have him for the comparison because I'm thinking I might be letting this guy go. That's just how much of a disappointment he was. Okay, so for once, I am just going to be a little bit nice to the Kingdom one and talk about some of the pluses. The articulation is... Okay, come on. The articulation on this guy is better, and he's a lot more stable. That is one thing. This guy is better as far as playability goes. But again, for me, yes, I do care about playability. But I still prefer the character look like the character it's supposed to be. This guy does also have a slightly better chest, you know, with the lower part of the rhino mouth. But this one doesn't cheat to create it, so that's really nice. Another comparison, here he is with the original. And again, this guy goes a little bit more for toy colors, which I do wish he went for cartoon colors, but it's not that big of a deal. Another advantage this guy has over the Kingdom one are the discs. Not discs, what am I saying? Well, I mean, they're kind of like discs, but his guns, his Gatling guns. They actually spin, which is really nice. And they're not as flat or stupid looking. I do wish they had more paint, but yeah, that's not that big of a deal. Alright, so let's see here. Kindly stand. Just while we're doing this. Okay. So here's Optimus Primal. Here's Cheetor. Here's Rat Trap. Here's Dinobot. And here's Air Razor. And here's Tigatron. And he still looks... Rhinox still looks pretty good scale-wise. He's a little bit bigger than he should be. Let's kind of mess around with him for a little bit. Let's see. Because I think he's supposed to be a little bit taller than Primal. But still shorter than Dinobot. So that looks a little bit better. So, that's nice. Alright, now for his articulation. Head is on a ball joint. Can't really do much down due to his chin. Can do a full 360. Shoulders can do a full 360. They can go up. That still looks a little ugly, but it's still okay. Then if you cheat, you can move it up even more. You do get an elbow swivel. And yeah, that's the farthest they can go, which is pretty sad because that's not even close to 90. Wrists, can't really move them that much. When you have the waist like this, you can rotate him right there. Let's see, just gonna tilt it back a little bit. Legs can kick forward that far and back that far. Actually, back really far, so that's not too bad. You can go out to the side. You do get a thigh rotation. You do get a knee bend, which again is not super good. And you do get ankle tilt, so that's cool, because that wasn't super common back then. That was back before it was a standard. Then you can do this with the toes. So articulation is not too bad. Again, it's not quite as good as the Kingdom one, but still. And I just want to talk more about why this head sculpt is so much better. Because whoever designed the Kingdom one couldn't be bothered for some reason to put the maximal symbols on his head. Here, they are on his head. They're not facing the right way, but that's still close enough. The mouth, it's not wide enough, but it's still fairly wide, so that's really nice. And then the rhino teeth are actually visible right here. And he does have a backpack, but it could be worse. again, I just really wish he had heals. If he just had better heal support, this figure would be very... He's already really good, but he'd be, like, excellent. So, I think that pretty much covers him. So, I'll go ahead and stick him on the display. Alright, so there's Rhinox with my Season 1 display, and oh, he looks so much better. So yes, really good figure. I like it way better than the Kingdom one. Again, the Kingdom one does have some advantages. The articulation, the stability is a lot better on that one. I don't know why they didn't give this guy heals. Well, I guess I could kind of see that, but I think they could have figured something out. And he just looks so much more like the character. And that's what Kingdom was supposed to be. Which is what it did for the most part. Accurate beast mode, fairly realistic beast modes with accurate robot modes. And even the Kingdom cartoon on Netflix decided to base Rhinox's animation model more on this figure than the Kingdom one. So, the Kingdom one is just kind of the odd one out because it doesn't really look like anything. Look like any version of Rhinox. If this is like the first Rhinox we had gotten since the original, and this was the Kingdom one, I would have been bummed. But with the Kingdom one existing, this one works. Maybe one of these days they will finally come to their senses and make a Rhinox that looks fully how he should. But until then, I'm happy with this one. And I do recommend you get it. Now, he's going to cost you quite a bit. And if you don't want to pay that and just really need a Rhinox, then yeah, get the Kingdom one. But still, if money is not a factor, get this guy without a doubt. No questions asked. Just get it. So, that's my review for Transformers Thrilling 30 Voyager Class Rhinox. If you like this video, please be sure to like, comment, share, subscribe, and God bless.